I'll never tell you what to do with your trades or investments, as I am not a financial advisor. Any and all content provided by me contains my own speculative opinion on the market. As such, this content should not be used to make trading or investment decisions. The market is extremely volatile, and the decisions you make should be based on your own due diligence. If you should make a trade or investment decision based off the speculative content that we provide, this disclaimer legally relinquishes me from any and all responsibility. I can't even talk today. Past market performance is not indicative of future market results. Trading in any market is extremely risky, and you should conduct your own research and analysis prior to making your own decisions. Well, welcome back. Holy shit! Say it isn't so! Tell me that Bear Jesus has not poked his head out! You have been punished for not hitting the red button. Bear Jesus has come back to take you down. Bear Jesus is here to repent and completely take over your soul, shoving red dildos in your face left and right. Welcome back to the bearish market cryptocurrency. Hello! We are back with another Blackfire technical analysis. Many things to talk about as far as the cryptocurrency sphere is concerned, and many requests to fulfill as well, as we did see a little bit of a spike in request participation today within the Blackfire technical analysis group. Welcome. Happy Monday. I hope everybody enjoyed their weekend. And without further ado, I think I am going to go ahead and do a real deep dive in today's analysis, as there's some funky things that I do want to talk about, not only with the traditional markets, but definitely cryptocurrency markets as well. Please be advised, if you're using Robinhood, get out of Robinhood. Just get out. It didn't even let me execute my trades today. They clearly do not want the little people to win. Get out of Robinhood. That exchange is not there to help you. It is completely fucking against you. Please use a better exchange than Robinhood. That is my announcement to the Blackfire technical analysis group. That is my invoice to the members of the group. There is use anything but fucking Robinhood. I'm gonna take a big old drink of water real quick. Please bear with me. All right, let's go ahead and dive in. Start with NASDAQ as usual. What do we see on big old NASDAQ here? Same thing. I'm still very bullish on this. I'm still looking for the 1 spot 272 Fibonacci extension level to be met, especially if this region here is considered a low, which we have all purposes to see that play as a low, but we need to see this resistance here at 14,000. We'll just call it 14,200. I need to see that resistance taken out on a daily candle closure basis before I'm looking for any kind of low. However, this wasn't even considered a top, so we could very easily be seeing a consolidation range playing out, as a result of seeing new all-time highs here. What does stochastics tell us? A little bit of continuation to the downside, rejecting that negative exponential and continuing a little bit more down. But with that positive price action, again, especially if we see this resistance here taken out on a daily candle closure basis, I'll be looking for that oscillator specifically to start curling back up. As we potentially see another continuation drive, as a result. Now, we're closing candles above all major moving averages. I cannot be bearish on anything that's closing daily candles above all major moving averages. I still am looking for the 1 spot 272 Fibonacci extension level to be met, which is around 14,350. We'll call it that. What is this? Brave. Again, seeing that pullback again. All-time highs being met on any asset, you're likely to get a little bit of a pullback as a result, especially when you're considering Fibonacci extension levels of a specific structure, and that structure achieving new all-time highs. You were likely to see pullbacks as a result, and we got that pullback, I think, on Thursday. Was that Thursday? Yeah, that was Thursday. We got that pullback on Thursday and Friday. Nice little pump, or excuse me. Yeah, what the 20th? Okay, I guess we traded on Sunday. That's confusing. Okay, so we'll say the 20th. We got a nice reaction off of that positively sloped red 10 simple. Moving averages still gaining strength to the upside. I like NASDAQ. I like the way it's performing. I have no reason not to think that we can't see any new all-time highs even as soon as this week. However, if we start seeing closures below that red 10 simple, I'm going to naturally have to adjust my next target to the downside near the yellow 21. But with the structure in mind, I can go ahead and move this up a little bit. and basically use this low here as my basis support, as we have seen a little bit of a test to that support again, and a rise above that as a result. So any close below the red 10 simple, I'm going to be looking for this region here, 13,930. As the next target, 13,935, something like that. Give or take, $5 or $10, or maybe even a stab down to the yellow 21 here. RSI still very, very positive as far as structure is concerned. The only a little bit of concern here with the potential to see a rejection of the bottom side of the bullish control zone. We've seen it a couple times. RSI just stabbing into it, but what that tells me is that the bulls have momentum here. They're keeping the rising tide towards that resistance here, especially with this region here. We're seeing a rising trend here, and the trend is your friend until the end of the trend. So as far as NASDAQ is concerned, that's how I'm looking at it. I'm looking for continuation to new all-time highs. The one spot 272 is still my overall target, and I'm expecting price action to start approaching that region here in the next few days. That's where I'm going to leave NASDAQ. We'll move to SPY futures. What a debacle. So technically, we got new lows. We took out this low, and this low. But structurally, we are still very sound. Bullish divergence anchor playing out as a result, reclaiming an RSI structure back above the neutral zone. The exponential is still negative, so we could still see some resistance as a result. However, it looks like there is a lot of pressure to force that back to a positive stature here. Big move here off the green 55. Not going to lie to you, I did not expect that. I actually was looking for continuation further to the downside, but green 55 has proved as a very, very healthy support line in the past here, quite a few times during this once in a lifetime bull market here. So with the way things are closing, we are seeing price action back above all major moving averages here, especially if we close above 42.20 on a daily candle closing basis. I will just look at that as kind of like a little bit of a bear trap, and I'll be looking for prices again to extend onwards and upwards. If we see candle closures as a result of this being a potentially confirmed bear trap above the all-time high resistance right around 42.50, the one spot's 272 Fibonacci extension level will be my next target, right around $4,300. We'll just 4280 spot 50 to $4,300 as a result. Looking at the stochastics here, we got a little show of weakness here. The momentum still says down as far as the structure is concerned, but we are still holding that 3-point uptrend structure as far as stochastics is concerned. It's still very, very much bullish until proven otherwise here. Big, powerful move. That is a bullish engulfing candlestick, or maybe it's not. We do have to see a little bit of an open below. Close enough is close enough. That looks like a fucking bullish engulfing. I mean, we saw an open, and we saw price action wick below, clearly below the prior candle's close here, and the wick low, and then just full-on recover off the green 55 as a result. Seeing today's price action above the red 10 simple could bode well. It could bode very, very well. What does the RSI tell us? Again, that long-term structure being maintained, bullish divergence drive has played out. I do think it has a little bit more of a leg up. That is a very, very momentous drive to the upside. The only thing that's in question here for the little bit of a bearish structure is that negative exponential here. If we see a rejection, back below the red 10 simple, I'm gonna have to naturally extend targets to yellow 21, but likely much lower back to this region once again, right around 41.85 spot 50. But the way this recovered, I really think the bulls have some potential here. Again, we're not seeing anything nasty long-term wise, nothing nasty or any long-term bear markets or anything like that. Rearing its little ugly head out the window. So for now, I'm looking for a little bit of upside for this one. Again, what a move. What a play! It definitely caught me off because I really saw that close below the green 55. I was like, hey, maybe we extended this low here. First and foremost, $4,100, but we didn't even get that far. I mean, we tested a little bit lower, not really testing any important regions, maybe other than this fib level here, and then boom, bouncing right off of that. As a result here, this got bought way the fuck up. So the way it recovered, I'm bullish again. I went from potentially bearish, maybe even medium-term bearish, maybe with a target of the Cyan 89 to back to immediately bullish with that kind of recovery here. So that's kind of what I'm looking for here. I am going to be looking for the all-time high resistance as my next basic level here. And if I see that region taken out, 42.45. Then I'll be looking for new all-time highs. Again, the 1.272 Fibonacci extension zone as a result. That will be the target overall. And with any kind of new all-time high being set, I'll be looking for momentum oscillators to start curling back to the upside. RSI crossing the exponential, but a little bit of hindsight trading. I want to see a little bit more price action before that's determined. But yeah, faked me out. Had me thinking that this was going to be turning a little more to the downside, but that green 55 really just shot price action back to the upside. Let's look at Dow Jones here, and I'm pretty sure it's just as powerful to the upside on Dow Jones. Yeah, very, very powerful. Now, with something like this, my mind has not changed at all whatsoever. We did see that long-term structure on RSI broken. We did see a nice reaction out of the bearish control zone here, but that negative exponential still proves to be acted as resistance here. We've already seen one spike up to test the exponential as resistance that just absolutely failed. Now we're looking at a pump to the upside. I'm looking for that to be met with resistance again. Why? This is a bigger downside structure closing below the green 55, gapping out. This could be a simple gap closure, and we could start seeing rejection of that green 55 as early as tomorrow. Momentum, long term. Look at that! Wow, that actually held up pretty nice. If this is confirmed, that'll hold up pretty nicely here as a long-term uptrend structure. Does this even go back further? Yeah, maybe a little bit. It does. I think that works, to be quite honest with you. Yeah, holy crap. So we do have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, potential 7-point long-term uptrend structure for the stochastics here. So, while I am on the bearish side here, as far as Dow Jones is concerned, with potential targets, a little bit lower, this is a nice bounce and a low confirmed as of this candle closure, bouncing off that Cyan 89, reclaiming all these little structures here, reclaiming structure back above, these two lows here. So this could have some power, power to the upside. I am going to be looking for an extension all the way back up to this region here as a result, 34,200 within the next couple of days. Ebbing and flowing, obviously, this is a pretty powerful move in consideration for it being Dow Jones. Bouncing off that Cyan 89, and the momentum oscillators here are pretty much reacting as a result, except for the stochastics. A lot less obvious here on the stochastics. But if we see continuation and the stochastics recover into the bull or the bearish control zone, that exponential sloping back to a positive stature, I will be convinced that this is just continuation of this long-term stochastic structure, and we likely see more upside as a result. Again, this is, this could potentially prove to be a macro high or low. I mean, you look at these two lows here, and you're like, oh, are these macro lows, or are they just medium-term structural lows? I don't think these are macro lows at all. I do believe that this could potentially serve as a macro low in this, godforsaken uptrend. We have seen it before, where we've seen these, heinous dumps below, many major moving averages, putting in new lows, and then boom, bull market as a result. Coronavirus dump times, probably the most obvious one, closing all the way below all these moving averages while the coronavirus dump was, initiated, and then boom, bull market. So, I mean, not too many examples of the Cyan 89. Maybe this one. No, that's Purple 100. Not too many examples within this structure of the Cyan 89, being the major, macro support for the bullish structure. But, you never know. Anything can happen here. Now, if we start seeing this green 55 reject, that's going to throw my theory completely out the window. I will be looking for that Cyan 89 as a test again. Obviously, hitting these levels, level by level to the downside, but overall, I would be looking for that Cyan 89 as another target. Once again, right around 33,300. For now, it's a low. I'm going to be looking for potential upside and potential downside, but I am kind of hopeful on this, looking for a little bit more upside again to that target right around the yellow 21, red 10 simple here at 34,200. So for Dow Jones, pretty nice bounce off the Cyan 89, and we'll leave it at that. We'll go ahead and move on to Dixie. I'm pretty sure we saw a pullback. We did pullback, potential consolidation, or a low. Ooh, that's nifty. That's very nifty. We got that blow off top here. Again, with all this positive price action to the upside, it's only natural to think that we're going to see some pullbacks as a result. Now, maybe I can move that a little bit lower. That works. Cool. Does that line up with anything else? Yeah, a little bit. Where did I have it? I had it right here. Yeah, whatever works, right? It has touches. So, I guess we'll put the support there. We did get a candle closure right at this region, and we're seeing continuation as a result. Now, technically, if you move it up a little bit, we saw closures below the support. You don't have to be too perfect on these kinds of things. Whatever works. And if we can, if we see this continue and close this continuation and confirm this as a low, then this will definitely be the support here. Now, if we see price action fall below the low of this candle here, the close of this candle here, that low call on RSI will be completely negated. However, RSI looking very, very, very healthy in my opinion. Positive exponential breaching through the bottom side of the bullish control zone. We're seeing, an attempt of a test. This isn't close enough for me to consider it a test of the exponential. Just continuation is the possibility here. If this confirms as a low with any continuation, I'll be looking for price action to bounce all the way back up to 92.16 here. And if we break 92.16, then the next target's going to be this high right here, 92.320. And obviously anything higher than that, then we're going to have to basically use the blue 377. Now again, I was speaking from the long-term stance here. I want to see closures above the blue 377 and most importantly, back above 93.25 for me to be convinced that this is going to be a long-term turnaround here. We're talking macro structure as a possibility. It's too early to tell from my opinion. Not too early to tell that continuation is a possibility, but it's too early to tell that this is going to be like a absolute long-term bull market here. Again, as we have been in this, major downtrend for quite some time here. Now, if this rejects and starts falling back to the downside, this will just be another lower high in a slew of lower highs, and we're talking structural lower highs. I'm not looking at these little itty bitty buddies here. I'm looking at the structural highs, the swings, right? The swing highs. Here's your, here again. I'll highlight this as many times as I can for the U.S. dollar. Oh, that's text. That is not what I want. I wanted my. Here's your blow off top, and then lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. It's obvious. It's obviously a downtrend, and it's obviously been a downtrend for quite some time. Obviously, we see an uptrend potentially in formation. Here's your low here, higher high, higher low, higher high. Not such a higher low. So this one is actually irrelevant. We could actually use this point and this point as a reference for higher lows, and then you see these little non-structural higher lows starting to play out in formation. Uptrend again is confirmed. I am still looking for upside continuation, but I want to err on the side of caution that this is still in a long-term downtrend, and basically nothing will convince me otherwise until at least we take out the high of this structure here, right around 93.25. Until that is taken out on a daily candle closing basis, I am not going to be convinced of a long-term reversal. This is not long-term reversal in my opinion. Reversal, yes, it is a reversal on a daily, but when we talk long-term here, we're talking weekly, and we're already seeing the weekly meet with a critical resistance here, right around 92.30, and if this acts as resistance and we see more downside continuation, again, this is just going to be another lower high and a mass slew of lower highs, and I will not be convinced that this is going to be turning around long term, which would kind of bode well for other assets, cryptocurrencies included. But with the movement up like this, I was what we saw in cryptocurrency land today was kind of expected as a result of seeing that U.S. dollar, skyrocket through the roof. Typically, when you start seeing reversals on the U.S. dollar, you start seeing that major price action go to the upside on the U.S. dollar. Cryptos tend to turn around a little bit and start coming down more harshly than not, and we saw that. We saw that for the past few weeks, I believe, in the cryptocurrency market, as we saw this weekly uptrend starting to play out here. So again, long term, I'm not looking for a major reversal, but immediately, like from a daily perspective, yeah, I think it does continue to new highs. I think it does have enough power, enough oomph to see price action curl all the way back up to the blue 377, and maybe even all the way to test this prior high right around 93 spot 25. But until then, I'm just going to be looking at the closest levels as a result. Now, if we break this region, I'll mention it one more time. 91 spot 80, we'll just call it 91 spot 85. I'm going to be looking for a pullback all the way to the Cyan 89 first, but more likely to this support level here, this level at 91 spot 31 here, which would be pretty much in line with these highs right here. And any price action, breaking this region here, 92 spot 16, I'll be looking for extension to the high, and anything above the high is when I'll be looking for the blue 377. So as far as that is concerned, that's where I'm going to leave Dixie. It's time to move on to the debacle. Cryptocurrency land. What is Bitcoin telling us? Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. All right. I know there's a lot of different opinions. That's fine. Boy, oh boy. Excuse me. So what did we see today? We saw that blue 89, the blue 377. We saw that moving average taken out. That immediately, your closing candles below all major moving averages here, down. Here's something that's potentially coming up as well. We do see this green 55 converging closer and closer to the purple 100. And those of you that have heard me talk about this before, you may recognize this could be a potential death cross in formation. Now, we don't have a death cross. Don't say, oh, but Brian said there's going to be a death cross. I'm not saying there's going to be. I'm saying it's approaching. It's definitely approaching. It's definitely getting close. We are definitely pushing the envelope as far as initiating that death cross is concerned. This, I don't even know what to say about that. Really was defeated by this one, to be quite honest with you. I had continuation on the brain, potentially all the way back up to 45,000. I still had my lower high rejection goggles, on. We saw this structural high, print, and I was like, okay, so we got higher low and higher high, right? Continuation. No, we didn't get that. We actually just got rejection. Rejection at the purple 100. Price action closing below all major moving averages. We are currently seeing price action above the blue 377. However, I've been looking at this resistance to play out as resistance. Broken support becomes tentative new resistance. Again, unless we take this region out, 33,385, I'm not going to be looking for any kind of continuation to the upside. Looking at this as kind of a pity bounce, but I really believe that we're going to see price action come even further to the downside. Now, this is where it gets really, really interesting. In my opinion, for the bulls, this is the last fucking shot that they got. If they want a bull market, if the bulls really want a bull market to continue, they need to have enough ammunition in their reserves to force it to become a bull market once again. Do I think that's probable? No, not really. I really think the bears have control right now. We do see, again, obvious evidence, RSI breaking into the bearish control zone, seeing this overall structure fail, printing almost a new low. Actually, right in line with this prior low printed on the RSI. No, new low. Here's a low right here. Almost didn't see it. New lows. New lows on a structural basis, taking out this diagonal uptrend line, forcing that exponential back to a negative slope here. So even if we see price action breach a little bit through the bearish control zone, I'm going to be looking at that negative exponential to act as resistance. Why? Because we are approaching a key critical level. Okay, guys. What I'm seeing here, obviously I'm seeing it as major opportunity, but if you don't short or anything like that, this could be a freaking nightmare for you. This is the level I'm looking at, 30,400. This low right here. This low right here, printed on the 26th of January 2021, before this Wyckoff distribution pattern started playing out here. This was our basically our last macro structure low. Medium-term macro low, whatever. How I see it, it's the next low that the bulls have to potentially flip this thing back around. If we take out 30,400 on a daily candle closing basis, we have not a lot to the downside as far as historical structure is concerned. That's not to say that we couldn't potentially see historical structure start to play out. But the fact that we don't have many support and resistance levels, beyond this Wyckoff distribution level pattern, whatever you want to call it, it's concerning. It's concerning to say the least. Why? Again, this is the next level here, below that 30 what is that, 33? 30,300, 30,400 level. This is the next level of significance, and it has significance because it has a few touches here. Other than these 3 touches here, this level proves nothing. It has no significance in my opinion. I have a feeling that if we continue to see downside price action below 30,400, that's the point where I'm going to say, who fucking knows where price is going to land? Who knows where price is going to land? Obviously, we'll see bounce as these levels are touched. We're going to see bounces and consolidations along the way, but until I see signs of reversal here, I'm thinking down is the next area here. First target is going to be 30,400. Again, we did see the Cyan 89 break alongside this support level here. Those broke two broken lines, 2 broken levels at once, setting in a new low. Again, I have to go with continuation to the downside here. A little bit of a fakey uptrend here. Obviously, we got a change of behavior from a daily perspective, but change of behavior has been confirmed once again to the downside, and I'll be looking for downside continuation as a result. A little bit of funky price action here for Mr. Bitcoin. Stochastics, proving the theory here, taking out that low right here, just barely, but enough. Taking out that low, seeing that rejection of the criticals, or the top side of the bullish control zone a while back, kind of was your tell that this was ready to start swinging back to the downside. And we just see, growing momentum. The exponential is extremely strengthy to the downside. And I've already gone over the RSI structure. I'm looking for a rejection of that exponential here. So as far as Bitcoin is concerned, that's what I'm looking at. What are some conditions to the upside that I'm looking for? At the very least, a low print. And I think a closure above 34,430 could activate that low, and I would extend targets back up to this region here at 35,450. But that's very, very, I don't know. It's very unlikely. I think taking out the top side of this candle here, kind of doing a little bit of reversal style action and closing above the open 35,630 of this candle closure here would convince me that this is going to start breaching to the upside, and this is going to be a macro low in conjunction with this macro low here. But I don't. We closed the candle below the cyan. The blue 377. We're seeing continuation as a result. We're seeing these moving averages diverge closer and closer to that purple 100, the green 55 more specifically, and we're seeing them gain strength to the downside. So that's kind of how I'm going to leave it here. I'm looking for more continuation to the downside. That's Bitcoin alongside other cryptocurrencies as well. Actually, did I say I wanted to see Bitcoin dominance? Yeah. Typically, as you see Bitcoin price action fall to the downside, you see Bitcoin dominance start coming back up. Why? Because Bitcoin's it's cheaper. Bitcoin is cheaper when it comes down. So you see a little bit of an influx of price action to the upside as a result of price action on Bitcoin dominance to the upside as a result of Bitcoin really tumbling to the downside. So not too much to say. I just wanted to bring this up to remind everybody that the Bitcoin dominance chart really proves specific theories as far as price actions, ebb and flow, from Bitcoin's price actions perspective. We do see positive price action as a result of Bitcoin basically dumping 12% today. We saw an influx and increase of Bitcoin purchases on the Bitcoin dominance chart. Bitcoin dominance shows you the percentage of cryptocurrency cash basically consumed by Bitcoin, and we see 47% of the market capitalization in cryptocurrency right now belongs to Bitcoin. coming off of this, major low right here, 39 spot 95%, a little while ago. I think the 17th, 17th of May here. Uptrend structure is confirmed. We do see new highs being printed on Bitcoin dominance. Again, not that technical analysis really matters. It's just a show to say, hey, Bitcoin price action is falling. People are buying some of that Bitcoin up as the price drops. And people get completely wrecked and liquidated with red dildos in their face. So, just as a little something to think about. I do think I want to go on to the requests, though. I do have quite a few. I'm actually going to start with my first one, and this is the reason why I completely backed out of Robinhood today. I was looking for I didn't expect too much. I was looking for the one spot 272, but we far exceeded that, and we do seem to have a little bit of support here for Torchlight. Continuation, new high, almost new highs being printed on the RSI. I will be looking for new highs on that RSI. We did see, that one spot 414 Fibonacci extension target met today. I think we got near $11. Yeah, 10 spot 86. A nice candle closure here. The momentum to me is to the upside. Stochastics regaining that positive slope here. That's what we were talking about last week on Torchlight. We got that cross up and it forced the exponential back to a positive slope. Technically, it has breached back into the critical zone. Now, it looks a little weak, but that's not concerning to me. We're seeing bullish control here. So as far as this one is concerned, I'm going to be looking at the one spot 414 as my next basis target here. Anything beyond that, all that's left is the two spot 272 here, right around $40. I don't know how realistic that is, but it could prove to be a very, very momentous move if we continue to see this drive to the upside. Nothing too much to report. Maybe a little bit of a pullback to test this one spot 272 extension as support right around $9.05. That would not be out of the question. Let's see what the short term says. Maybe not. Maybe from the hourly? Yeah, maybe the hourly does suggest a little bit of a pullback. By hourly, a little bit of a pullback. 3 hour, little bit of a pullback. 4 hour continuation. So from a short-term perspective, we could see that, pullback. That wouldn't be out of the question. I'm actually kind of expecting, but I could be wrong. This thing could just fucking gap open to, freaking $14 or some crazy shit like that. And I could be completely wrong. But anytime I see new all-time highs on an asset, I have to assume, hey, maybe a little bit of a pullback wouldn't be out of the question. So Torchlight, very powerful, very, very awesome stuff. 60% move today. Continuation until proven otherwise. Let's go ahead and go on to RGLS. Ruggles. Ergles. RGLS. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll take some water here. No viewers today, so probably because I started the stream late. If you've made it this far into the stream and you've enjoyed what you watched, or you didn't enjoy what you watch, I don't care. Hit the dislike button, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, tick that little bell, come join the channel. Thank you for being here. All the support that we can get is very, very necessary. It helps the algorithm. It helps us grow as a channel. And I do appreciate all the love and support, guys. So again, if you do like what you see, if you're interested in learning or anything like that, like and subscribe. Get into contact with me any way you see fit, and we'll get you set up. Let me get this money real quick. Okay, Regulus Therapeutics Incorporated. All right, so we got a low. Still a downtrend. I'm still bearish on this, though. This is a top call. Bearish divergence played out as a result. We took out this level. Maybe seeing resistance at this level. Top of this consolidation right here. Although there is no top, there is no swings to be used as a high or a low. Where's the low? So we took out that target. Oh, this is weird. Nope, that's not a top. That's the... So maybe I don't... Just to be safe. All right, we'll use the top side. It lines up with the L21 and Red 10 Simple, so I guess I'll go with that. An extension to the 1.01 region is kind of what I'm looking for on this one. We got a nice low call. We do have, the beginnings of an uptrend here. As far as the RSI concerned, the RSI has been forced back to a positive slope. We got that rejection off the top side of the bearish control zone. Basically a tell that the bulls have some gas left in the tank here. So a continuation drive, is warranted in my opinion. But I want to start seeing closures above 1.01 before I'm convinced that this region here is going to be the next target. If we close above $1.01 here, there really aren't... I lied. Oh, I lied. See, when in doubt, pull out. So we got levels here. We got levels. Okay. With a closure above the Red 10 Simple and Yellow 21 moving average, in line with the $1.01 region, I would look for extension all the way back up to $1.11. We'll just call it $1.12. 1.12 here would be the next target if the condition is met. If we get rejection and follow through below the 95-cent region here, I'm going to be looking for a lower high to potentially highlight itself on the Caretaker's RSI. Stochastics deep within the bearish control zone, bearish critical zone. Potential two-touch uptrend. A diagonal uptrend line could be in formation here, but for confirmation of that, I need to see a cross above the exponential here, and the exponential to be forced back to a positive stature. Until then, this isn't a confirmed uptrend structure. I do have to go with the trend here, and the trend is your friend until the end of the trend. We do not see an end of a trend. We do see a higher low, technically, yes, but in the overall scheme of this entire structure here, it's been in a downtrend basically since this point here, the 22nd of March here, and we saw continuation to the downside. This is a lower high in the grand scheme of the entire structure here. This could also print a lower high as a result. If you're a more aggressive trader, yeah, this is a higher low. Continuation is definitely warranted. But from a conservative standpoint, I want to see a higher high as well before I'm convinced of any more price action to the upside. And I do believe that this one has quite a ways to go before we see any higher highs printed on this asset. So for now, again, I'll go over the targets. I'll go over the conditions. If we can close above $1.01, I'll be looking for an extension all the way back up to this region here, about $1.12. Right in line with the green 55 and the purple 100. Ooh, let's bring that to attention. Look at how close these moving averages are converged here. Getting that cross of the green 55 below the purple 100 will initiate a death cross upon back test and confirmation with follow through to the downside. If we get that death cross, we'll have a really fun time with the daily downtrend continuing further to the downside. To be quite honest with you, I'm not bullish on this until proven otherwise. Closing above $1.12 would be convincing of a potential, recovery of, basically a close save, if you will, of that death cross being initiated. A death cross, to me, I take very seriously. So take that as you will. If we reject the Red 10 Simple, Yellow 21 moving average collectively, and see follow through all the way back below 95 cents, 96 cents, that will be a lower high in my opinion, confirmed, and I'll be looking for moves below this low here. We'll get this highlighted below 89. We'll just call it 90 cents even. Yeah, 89 cents to this low here, right around 82 cents. So take that as you will. If I was trading this, I'd be very careful. If I had a little bit of bullish goggles on my eyeballs, I'd be cautious. Going with that bullish sentiment here. I'm not saying that it can't happen. Anything can happen. Upside potential is definitely evident with that low call, but I'm going to be looking at everything with resistance, in the future until an uptrend is confirmed. And again, from my perspective, from a conservative perspective, an uptrend is not confirmed until we print a new higher high, and that would be above $1.30. So for now, it's gonna remain a downtrend in my eyes until proven otherwise, and that's where I'm gonna leave that one. We'll move on to the next one after I get some of this Wawa in my mouth. AHT. I bet you this one's bullish as fuck. Oh shit! What did I do? Bounce off the purple 100. Closing slightly above the yellow 21. Still doesn't look too hot to me. We did print a new low on this structure. Technically we didn't. No. What am I saying? I fucked up. Here's your low. Yeah, we didn't print a new low. We saw an attempt to print a new low. This could prove to be a low structure. I'm not gonna lie. And technically, any continuation to the upside, especially above $5.30, would print a higher low arrow, in my opinion, on the Caretaker's RSI. However, with that little bit of downside movement here, the exponential is negative. We got that rejection of the bullish control zone. We're starting to see the RSI ever so slightly in a positive fashion. So there is a show of weakness, but again, there is a possibility that we could see, boom, a macro touch point here, or maybe a little bit longer term touch point within this region here. I'd like to see if that works. I'll leave it there. If we see, a recovery back above that region, I'm actually going to be looking for an extension of 5.70 here today as a result of recovering this support level here and the yellow 21 moving average. Moving averages don't look too bad to me. Nothing like a death sentence. We didn't print a new low, so I have to go and say it's safe to assume that we again could see a higher low in formation. Compared to this low here. Again, it's not that far off. It's technically above it, so no lower lows printed. Kind of hanging on by a thread if you want to get technical with it, but. Continuation to the, again, 5.70 region is warranted as a result here. And I would like to see how the momentum oscillators react as a result. Any close above 5.70, I'll be looking for extension to the prior high right around 7.30. And then, hindsight trading, anything above there would lead to, the $8.50 region? $9 region, actually. Now, if we see rejection back below this support, again, a pullback to test it, even in today's candle before pumping up, wouldn't be out of the question to confirm it as support. But, no. Maybe I'm wrong. We didn't break it, so it never flipped to resistance. So this could be a technical confirmed test of support. Yeah, I would say that's a better bet to say. This is a test of that support. So the fact that we didn't break it, again, movements to this 5.70 would be warranted. Not going to lie to you, but if we close below this region, it will flip to new tentative resistance, 4.92, and I'll be looking for pullbacks again to test that sign or the blue. Damn it, I'm getting everything fucked up today. The purple 100 before ultimately falling to the green 55 and testing this region here about 4.04. But for now, that's kind of what I'm looking at. We didn't break this level to the downside, so upside, in my opinion, is warranted. I know the momentum oscillators look, a little bit wishy-washy, but I'm going by price action and what the support and resistances are telling me. So that's kind of where I'm going to leave that one. We'll move on to the next one. BBIG, please let it be a shit chart. Vinco Ventures Incorporated. Okay. We do have a low. A low on that yellow 21 has been confirmed. I want to see closure back above the red 10 simple, which I don't think we technically got. Maybe we did. No, just below it. Just below it. I do think continuation is warranted off that low call. I want to see how exponential reacts, that red 10 simple reacts. But the red 10 simple being the lowest trading period that I have, it's a little weaker in my opinion. So continuation drive to the upside, right around 4.90 is warranted. Let's get a level here at the prior high. Is this an all-time high? No, it is not. This is the one that doesn't have that much price history. It's an uptrend. We're getting a series of higher highs and higher lows. I do have to go with that. Technically, printing a low here, 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 and here. So, continuation to new all-time highs or not all-time highs. New highs would not be out of the question. If we close anything above $6, that's going to be blue sky territory. I'm going to have to get the fibs out for that. But that's a little bit of hindsight trading for now. I'm going to be looking for extension in 4 spot 90 region coming into today or tomorrow, maybe the next couple of days. Stokes is what's concerning, though. Stokes is what's concerning. This is no longer relevant. This is not a Head and Shoulders. It doesn't fit the bill that well. We don't have a baseline to base the neck structure. So continuation to the downside is warranted. We entered the bearish zone for the neutral zone here. So we're in the bearish neutral zone. Again, continuation to the upside likely just forces the stochastics back to the upside here. RSI is kind of what I'm looking at from this structure's point of view here. Technically a higher low printing, forcing that exponential to slightly less negative posture, but negative nonetheless. So I still have to be on the side of caution and say, hey, it could potentially reject the red 10 symbol coming into the open and fall to the downside. However, given the overall structure, upside is kind of the sentiment for this one for now. And again, anything that's like less than a year old, I'm not very confident on the analysis anyway. So the fact that I'm doing any analysis proves that I don't know what's coming. To be quite honest with you, we actually have stochastics coming down to the downside and RSI going to the upside. So I mean, right off the bat, you have like a 50-50 thing. The only thing that bodes on the sides of the bulls is the higher low structure and the fact that we broke resistance level today. So a closure below this would be enough to convince me that this is going to be kind of a lower high, and I'll be looking for new lows right around 3 spot 70 first and foremost before coming back and potentially looking for lower targets as a result. But if we close above the red 10 simple, and more importantly, from a conservative standpoint, above 4 spot 92, I will be looking for extensions to the prior high and potentially even new all-time highs. Again, if we close above the current high here at 5 spot 20 something, I would be looking for new all-time highs as a result. But that's a little bit of hindsight trading. For now, I want to see what happens next. To be quite honest with you, again, I don't feel comfortable day trading anything that doesn't have history. From an investment standpoint, it could be a good decision, maybe not. I don't know. I want to see more price action. So we'll leave that one there. Let's go to the next one. Wish. Context Logic Incorporated. Fucking down, bro. No, actually, new highs are being printed. So technically, this is an uptrend. Is it a change of behavior? No. Maybe in the context of this tiny structure right here, basically beginning on the 8th of June, yes, it's an uptrend, but in the grand scheme of everything else, fuck no. This is not an uptrend yet, and it won't be an uptrend until at least we see candle closures back above 15 spot 30. With that said, any candle closures above 15 spot 30 will be a change of behavior from a daily perspective, and I will be looking for continuation to 17 spot 45 as a result. For now, as a result of breaking resistance, with such powerful sentiment, I have to go ahead and say that continuation to this region, 15 spot 35, is kind of the next move that I'm looking for. Let me get this money. RSI breaking back into the bullish control zone, exponential breaching the neutral zone, remaining very, very positive. I do like that signature. Stochastics, a little bit of that fake out action. That's a little funky to see, a little choppy. And you'll get choppiness with assets that are brand new, not having too much trading history. But as far as, maybe seeing price discovery, we're not quite there yet. I want to see continuation into the bullish control zone from a stochastics perspective, alongside with a break of this region here at 15 spot 40. And that's kind of what I'm looking at now. If we fail and see closures back below 11 spot 75, the next target I'd have to the downside is roughly about $10. and that would be the downside target. Again, if this region here broke right around 11 spot 75. But am I looking for that? No. Momentum points up. I'm gonna have to say, upside is a little more probable right now. But again, with these assets that don't have that much history, I cannot say that with confidence. I would not be day trading this personally. What I would rather be doing is watching for reversal and potentially investing. But again, I'm not a financial advisor. It's not financial advice. That's just my own opinion, my own speculation on what I would do. With this asset, should it show me signs of change of behavior. But for now, that's where I'll leave that one. We'll move on. What's next? GSAT. Oh my God. I know Robert was talking about, I like when you do shit charts because it's funny. I like doing shit charts because it's funny too. Global Star. Not a shit chart. Well. Wow. I mean, it's a pump and dump. It looks like a pump and dump. Up, down, up, down. Do we have an uptrend? No, we don't. It's pump and dump. I can't say it's a shit chart, but it's a shit chart. For now, let's look at what we have. We got our high right here. Got a next high right here. We're just looking for a couple of pivot points right in here. We technically have an uptrend if we want to be technical. We do have an uptrend slightly in formation. A change of behavior? Not at all. I'd like to see candles close back above $1.73 before I'm convinced of any kind of change of behavior here. We did see an attempt, a test of that resistance level here today. It got rejected. This is rejection, in my opinion. That's a pretty strong sell-off as a result of seeing price action move in that direction. However, from a stochastics perspective, let's see what we have. Rejection of the bearish control zone, continuation, a little bit of fake out. Positive exponential. Seeing a little bit of a test of that positive exponential succeed as support. Bodes well for a continuation drive. RSI bouncing off the neutral zone from a positively sloped. No, was that negatively sloped? Actually, that was negatively sloped, breaking through the exponential, forcing that exponential back to a positive stature. So technically, what I want to see closures above 1.70 before I'm convinced. And as a result, we likely see those momentum oscillators react accordingly here. But again, from a long-term standpoint, technically, I'd be looking at 2.55, 2.60. I want to see candles close above that region before I'm convinced of a legit change of behavior. We've seen these parabolic moves to the upside. Is that a gap, bro? Jeez. What the fuck? I have never seen anything like that before. Yeah, I've never seen anything like that before. That's insane. But, technically speaking, what am I looking for a little bit of a change of behavior right now? Change of behavior would be, printing new highs above 2.55 for this asset. Anything above 2.55, we'll go ahead and play with different levels. To the upside again, I just look for pivot points. I look for swing points here. So printing new all-time high, or not all-time highs, new highs would likely extend this price back to 3.60. That's a lot of hindsight trading. I'm not looking for that at all. What I'm actually looking for is to see if this resistance breaks or not. If we print another high here, downside movement to this region would not be out of the question. Boom. Yep, to this region here would not be out of the question. Right around 1.35. Again, if we reject this and if we see closures of below 1.35, then likely we print new lows here. Is this a low here? Yes, it is. boom. All the way down to this region, right around 1 spot 13 to 1 spot 15 would be my next target if that condition were to be met. But I'm not looking for that right now. Actually, a very, very powerful reaction. Momentum oscillators look very well. I don't like that rejection, but I want to see what comes next for this one. Again, it is technically in an uptrend. Very, very short term an uptrend, but long term it's fucking dog shit. So that's where I'm going to leave that one. We'll move on. What's next? INPX. I hope this one's worse. INPX. INPX. I did read that right. INPIXN. Now that's a fucking shit chart. Oh my god. This is going to fucking zero, boys. Oh, whoa. Oh my goodness. What the fuck? This was a stock? Is that real? It opened at 4,900,000. That is unheard of. Okay, let's look at it from a weekly. Yeah, this is dog shit. I know he put that on there as a joke, but this is absolutely trash. Now this is, on my mentor's page, this is something that he would sound the alarm for and basically roast the person requesting it. You don't have to trade anything that looks like this. There's nothing good about this stock. It opened at fucking $5 million or whatever on a daily and dumped all the way to $1. This is not bullish. Let's look at what's happening right now. Look at those moving averages. I'm not even confident. Nah, down. I'm looking for down. Yeah, technically we printed new highs. We got hit with a ceiling, like right off the bat, printing new highs. Sell off real quick. I'm gonna be looking for new lows, technically. Maybe see this consolidate for a little while, but all this asset tells me is consolidation and down. Pump and dump, pump and dump. That's probably what it might turn into, is a pump and dump. We already see evidence of just pump, dump, a little bit of a pump, dump, big pump, big dump. This is so bad. This stock is so fucking trash.
Humans, please be aware that if you trade an asset like this and get filthy rich, I want to know how you did it, because you'll be a god.
There's no liquidity. There's no value. It's $1 a share. It's a penny stock. What once was not a penny stock is now a penny stock. Darth Maul candlestick. Closing below all major moving averages. You got things like the white 200 simple trading below the red 10 simple. Barely. This is trash. This is absolute dog shit. No potential, no hope. Absolutely. Yes. This thing's going to the fucking moon. Absolutely. This thing is going to go back to $3 million a share. No fucking question. No problem. This is the most bullish thing I've ever seen in my life. How dare you? How dare you roast my stock? This is the best stock I've ever traded. I'm filthy rich because of this stock. God damn it. I hit the green button and all I saw was red numbers. That must mean I'm making money, right? Gotta love it. I'm so glad someone put a fucking shitty stock in here. This is probably the worst chart I've ever seen. I've probably said that before, but every time I see a new shit chart, it astonishes me how shitty it is. Zero. This is going to nothing. Worthless. Absolutely pathetic. That's where I'm going to leave that one. I hope you had a good time watching that one. PSFE. Oh, don't do it to me. PaySafe Limited. Okay, so I can't say it's shit. It's got value. I can't say it's dog shit. But I can say it's in a downtrend. That's about as much as I can say. We did not print a higher low. Maybe that is a basis structure. That is a basis structure. So maybe we see some consolidation. It does look like it wants to come down a little bit lower. And if it does happen to break this region, 11 spot 20, I'm going to be looking for a pullback all the way down to the prior low around 10 spot 67. But again, this is a brand new one. It just came out in March, very end of March, the 31st of March. So not even 3 months old yet. Not enough history for me to be comfortable with doing analysis. Again, if I had to do an analysis, I would have to say downside is more likely because of the negative exponential getting rejected on the RSI and the stochastics. Basically, nose diving. Inching closer to that bearish critical zone here, but. Again, it doesn't have that much history. If you were looking for a legitimate analysis on this, I would say, maybe give it another 6 months before I'm slightly more comfortable. And even with another 6 months, I still wouldn't be fully comfortable with day trading an asset like this. So for now, that's kind of what I'm looking at. It does look like a little bit of consolidation is starting to play out. So if this support does hold, a move back up to 12 spot 30 would not be out of the question. But I'm not comfortable, I'm not comfortable with saying, oh yeah, I can call that, and I can't call shit. There's no history. So I think that's the last one. I think that's where I'm going to leave the stream, you guys. It's been an hour, 15 seconds until an hour, but it's been a great time. If any of you stopped by and watched the video, thank you for being here. I appreciate your support. If you're just cruising through, please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button. Please tick the little bell. It helps the YouTube algorithm. It helps us get more content out. It helps me grow, and it helps me learn more and more. Comment, leave comments. Please leave comments. That definitely helps too. Call me a piece of shit if you want to. I don't care. If you want to spread hate, not racist hate, or sexist hate, or homophobic hate, or anything like that. But if you want to hate on me for my analysis, fine. Leave it in the freaking... Hit the dislike button for all I give a shit. Just smack something. And the support will be very, very vastly appreciated. So that's it for the stream, guys. And until next time, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy.